Welcome, everybody, to Snagging Grass and Catching Bass. I'm your host, Brian Likes to Fish. Oh, man. We got Dave Rage back to talk about kayaking from Mission Bay to San Diego Bay on the Pickle Run plus Bass Bowl resorts. Oh, man, let's get this show going.
Guys, this is Eric the Judge, and on Wednesday nights there's nothing better than snagging grass and catching bass on YouTube at 7 p.m. besides this hot shower. See you guys there. Bye.
I had to do it, Judge. You sent it to me, so I got to show that. What is up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in tonight. Got a great show lined up for tonight. We're going to talk about the Pickle Run, Bass Bowl results. Man, we got some cool weekly news coming out. First up, hey, Leonard, what's going down, man? He says snagged. If you say the word snagged in chat, that means you hit the like button, hopefully. Stephen Gage, Pickle Runner, man, what a weekend, Steven? Man, just thinking it was Bass Bowl week and also the Pickle Run in 1 week. So, I mean, geez, my legs are sore just thinking about it. We got Dave Rage, who's waiting in the green room right now. What's up, Dave? We got Carl Black, says snag. How you doing, Carl? Oh my gosh. I think this right there, is that you, Anthony? I think that is Anthony. He's on the thumbnail right there. We got Eric Klein in chat. He says, snag, what's up? Captain Dan, let's go. Captain Dan, man. We missed you at the Pickle Run this year. Captain Dan had unfortunate boat problems, I think, with his gas tank or something. Captain Dan, did you get it fixed? Hopefully. Stephen Gage says, you are crazy doing both in 1 week. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. It says, that shot of the Judge caught me off guard. Yes. I only pull that out for special nights. And yes, that cuts everybody off. And Anthony, what's up, Anthony? Let's go ahead and bring in our guest. Let's go, Dave Rage.
What's up, everyone?
You're like a regular guest now on here.
I guess,
3 weeks, times. Yeah, I love having Dave on here. Excellent angler. I've known Dave for a very long time with the fishing community. But even before that, me and Dave mysteriously found out we worked together at Circuit City in the 90s.
Yeah, like we probably crossed each other's paths and just didn't even know it way back in the day.
We both guess what we got. If you guys can guess, what do you think we did at Circuit City? What was our job there? That place doesn't even exist anymore. That place.
Nope.
I remember thinking when I worked there, oh man, this place is never going to go business. They're always busy, but look what happens, man.
That's what I thought about until I stopped working there. And then once I stopped working there, I never went to a Circuit City. There was no reason to go to a Circuit City. I was like, that's weird.
Yeah, it's because the internet killed it, right?
Yeah.
Everybody started shopping on there. If you guys have questions throughout the show for me or Dave about anything, go ahead and put those in chat. We got Carl says, what's good, everybody? Don't skip leg day. Yeah, they have a specific machine at the gym that does this leg pump thing. And sometimes I'll hit that just because I know a big kayaking event's coming up. Judge says he doesn't show the part where he dropped. Judge, I love you, man. Jared, what's up, guys? What's up, Jared? Sold 8-track car stereos. No, we did not sell. Close, though. Close. It did have to do with car stereos, but close. Cal's in the house. What's up, Cal? I'm going to talk about you in the Pickle Run right here. What the heck is Circuit City? Carmel Mountain. How'd you know? Yeah, that was the one. That was the one. All right, I'll tell you what we did. Me and Dave both worked in the car stereo installation department. And we in the 90s, I don't know if you guys remember, if you're that old enough to remember this, but people had now the factory stereos are so good, nobody puts these stereos in there. But we used to put in stereos with amps and bumping subwoofers and car alarms and you'd hear people going down the street, hear them from like a quarter mile away. That was me and Dave putting those things in.
Yep.
All right. We're going to jump right into the show because we got a long show here tonight, guys. Like, I'll keep watching the chat, and Dave's watching the chat also. So if you have questions in here, but I'm going to read a viewer comment. I like this. Send in your viewer comments and I'll read them on the show, and then we can discuss them, and you guys can comment on these also during the show. But the comment was, I've noticed significant increases in broken off lures in every bay, particularly on dock lines, bow rails, canvas covers, and other prime looking spotty structures. Last Sunday at Alamitos, I stopped counting after 8 different baits hanging off a single stretch of docks. Flukes, swim baits, hookup baits, underspins. It's no wonder the boaters are frustrated with us fishermen around their boats. This is not good. I was considering making a post saying, if you don't know how to cast, don't try to thread the needle, especially if you can't access the dock. And if you're going to hang one, go back and get it off the rope, and then go home and learn to cast. So he's pretty aggressive on this. However, I believe it would have more of an impact if I brought it up. Just an observation. So guys, if we're all guilty of this, unfortunately. You know, you cast enough times, 1,000 times, and unfortunately, you don't see that dock line going across, sideways, or something in the water, or they got their anchor down there and you snag their anchor up. We're all guilty of this. But I agree with them. We need to be good stewards on the bays. Is that a good word for that?
Yeah,
stewards,
that makes sense.
Yeah. Good stewards on the bay. We've mainly fished the docks for spotties. And if we get those boat guys angry enough, who knows what could happen? I know they don't own the water, but if you're not comfortable, especially nighttime, I think that's probably when most of this is going on. Because if you're fishing late at night and you can't see a lot, and it's harder to, as he said, thread the needle between 2 boats or a piling and a boat at night. But be very conscious of this, guys. We don't want to upset the boaters. We don't want to upset the people at the docks. We want them looking at us as like inviting us in because we're having fun, right? We're not out doing mischievous stuff. What's your opinion on this, Dave?
Yeah, it's not a good look for sure. I'll say my very first cast of my first spotty bowl, when it's still dark out, hit 6 a.m. I casted it. Boom, right on some fiberglass. And I was like, oh, no way. Is this how I'm going to start? So yeah. I reeled up and I just got out of there. It's like, nope, not me. I got to leave. I'm not going to do that again. So just be mindful of it.
And I could see the boaters. I mean, they got these expensive boats. They don't want us out there dinging them with our little jigs. Little jigs are probably not going to do anything to them, but it definitely makes a clunking sound. So I can see them not being happy with it. My advice, exactly, get good at casting. If you're brand new, maybe the docks are not the best place to start. You could always go to a pylon by a bridge. Don't have to worry about hitting those, and practice casting near those because there's a fish down below those too. So maybe try over there, or find a slip with no boat in it would be perfect. And then you could try casting your distance and everything. So get good at casting. You can always just drop on pylons too. You don't have to cast in there. I know we see that back pylon way in the back. There's a lot of these anglers that are just pros and aces, and they can flip everything right in between it in a 5-foot little lane. But if you're not comfortable doing that, be careful. We don't want the boating community upset at us.
Yeah, I've switched my technique to just flipping it, underhand flipping it at the pilings. It's a little less aggressive than an overhand cast.
Definitely a flip is way less aggressive than a cast. Yeah. But up north, they have these. Our docks are pretty short down here in San Diego for the most part. Some of them are longer, but up there, they have these very big boats and these very deep docks.
Yeah.
Kind of similar to where we have over in Quivarium Basin, where we have our commercial fleet. Yep. And you got 2 commercial fleet boats right next to each other, and you got the sweet dock back there, and you got to get them between those boats. A lot of people will do that. And that's pretty similar to up north. But story for me, I was fishing from shore once, and I was casting into the Dana slips. And a guy was so frustrated with anglers. It wasn't because it was just me. I was casting right down the middle, nothing. That he actually got on a sailboat, came out with a knife, and said, "Don't cast over here." I said, "Are you serious?" And he said, "I'm dead serious." And so I just went to the next slip, and but that's how frustrated that guy was, I think, with anglers hitting his boat. So
Wow.
yeah, try to show. Okay, what do you do if you snag a dock line though, Dave? What are you doing? Are you going in there? Are you getting off your
I
kayak
go
and
get it.
walking in? Yeah.
I get it. If it's accessible, I'm going to get it. You know what I mean? Because it's like you say, it's just a bad look to like leave gear behind and stuff. So I'll try to squeeze in as tight as I can, and like unhook it. Like with my rod if possible. But if I really can get in there, then I'll just unhook it with my pliers or something like that and get it off the rope or whatever's it's
Yeah.
stuck to. But
It
yeah,
looks funky because it looks like you're messing with their boat. But guys,
yes.
I agree with Dave. If you can get in there and get it off their dock line or whatever, if it's snagged even on the side of the dock, get it off there. I have visions of somebody pulling that dock line in and having like a slow pitch jig on there, and them
Mm,
not realizing that jig is on there, and hook to the hand. Then we're
yeah,
this double whammy for these
that
guys.
would be bad. Yeah.
Yeah. We got a question here. Question, Brian, do you use a shorter rod in the docks to be more accurate? Yeah. So I do. Actually, when I'm flipping a submission fish co jig, I have a 7-foot rod, which is about the smallest I fish, with a smaller handle. It doesn't have that long butt end on the end, so it's kind of tighter to your body. So it's nothing to go under. It's just a little short handle underneath it. Not like a pistol grip, but it's got a little short handle, and I use that for flipping. So yes, shorter rod near the docks. And of course, when I'm throwing my A rig, I got my 7.6 rod, or maybe even bigger than that, and that's for casting for distance, of course. Steven just says 11 out of 10 people have more control of the lures pitching versus pitching versus casting. Yep. Question is Dave back to work yet? That's kind of a pun right there. Are you back to work yet?
Yeah. I actually took Monday off. I hurt my back just as we were leaving for pickle run, and we'll probably talk about that later. But yeah, I did take one day off and just like more meds, more couch time, and it still hurts, but life goes on.
Oh, yeah, we'll get into that when we get to the pickle run portion, Judge.
Yeah.
Anthony says they don't own the water, but a lot of those boat owners have money to influence their changes and complaints to get loud of. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So especially the docks. There you go. What are you drinking tonight?
It's called a Pliny the Elder from Russian River Brewing.
Oh, all right. Well, this is called ice water. So cheers. But yeah, they do not own the water. That is correct. But if these are these private docks, they can probably I don't know if they could ban us, but they could make it difficult on us. They could have security telling us to leave, and we could say, "Hey, no, you can't own the water." So it's better just to get along with these people and do the best we can as far as going around those docks. Okay, last thing we're going to talk about before we get into the show here is I bought a device. I don't know, maybe a year ago, and I've just started really using it a lot. And I wanted to share this device with you guys. And I don't know if you've ever seen one of these, Dave, but have you ever seen one of these? And do you know what this is?
I have no idea what that is.
It's a container, right? Just looks like a stainless steel tub.
That's a sonic cleaner.
Yeah. So this is called an ultrasonic cleaner, guys. And what this thing does is you fill it with water, you put a cap full of whatever, salt away, simple green, whatever. And I think a lot of like jewelers use this, and maybe even people that clean stuff for dentists, maybe. I don't know. There's a ton of uses for it. Carburetors, people use it for the automotive, cleaning carburetors and all that. You don't have to use like a harsh chemical or anything. It's just water, simple green, salt away, whatever you want. But I have been putting after fishing in saltwater, I've been putting my A-rigs in there, my cool baits, my spinner baits, anything that has like a little swivel on it, or anything that has like a chrome blade, or even your hooks. When you get home, you cut everything off, you throw it in that ultrasonic cleaner for like 15 minutes, let it do its thing. It makes this weird noise and sends these ultrasonic, I guess, waves through the water, and it cleans them almost perfectly, Dave. When you get back out there, your bearings are nice and cleaned out, and guys, I'm actually gonna do a video on using this thing and show you how it works. Like my A-rig, I literally, when you get home, you just put it in there and it's like cooking it. You just put the 15-minute timer on, and when you take it out, the thing's perfectly clean and all the chrome's shining, all your bearings are clean. So I love that thing.
Yeah. Fun fact: when I was in the Marines, you used to get issued an M16 and you used to go shoot it at the rifle range, and then you'd have a certain day you'd have to come back and clean all your gear, your gun, and you use this stuff called CLP. It's called Clean, Lubricate, Protect. It's like an oil, but you basically have to scrub all the parts. And those of us who like worked in like ordnance and stuff, we had access to sonic cleaners, and we would take the parts and put them in sonic cleaners and clean them. But the armorers always knew when you did that because it brought them out so clean.
Yeah.
They'd yell at you because you're supposed to use the cleaner and the solvents that they use.
They knew you were cheating.
Yeah. So they didn't like when you did that, but it really did the job. So
I think the ultrasonic cleaners, you can get them on like Amazon or wherever. This one I think was about $100. They have a smaller one that's like half the size. It's like $40. So they're not too bad, but you could also take the spool out of your reel. I put full reels in there sometimes. Put it in there, clean it. I take the air compressor, blow it all out, lube up the bearings, and put it together, and it works perfect. So check out ultrasonic cleaners. I'm going to do a little video on those. All right. Are you ready for this, Dave? Let's get this going here. Weekly news. If you got any weekly news you want to send me, send it over to me. You got any events or anything coming up, club events, whatever, send it to me and I'll put you on weekly news so we can give you a shout out so the fishing community that watches this knows exactly what's going on this week. We fished Bass Bowl final round, El Cap. We're just about to get the results on that, but it is completed. We're going to find out the top 4 who made the playoffs. Top 4 will fish in November at Lower Otay Reservoir. So you bass bowlers that are watching, I just revealed what the final lake is going to be. Those decisions were made because Lake Hodges is closed in November, and El Capitan has 0 cell service. So we're going to Otay. That's the choice. Right after the final playoff round, everybody. Once I get the exact date, looks like it's going to be November 22nd. But I'm going to talk to the playoffers to make sure everybody's in line to fish that day. You guys are welcome to come to Otay, have some food. We're handing out the awards. It's obviously not going to be as big as Spotty Bowl award ceremony, but you're welcome to come by and congratulate the winners, have some food, hang out, and just socialize. And if you've never been to Lower Otay, it's a pretty nice little park right there. We'll be having it right after the tournament, probably at 2 o'clock. So everybody's invited to that. Tackle meet coming up October 25th in Lakeside. Hold on a second. Steve Heath's putting this on. Tackle meet is coming to San Diego. He's been doing it in LAOC. So are you going to try to make it to this?
I don't think I'm going to make it to it, but I did see on Instagram that Fast Lane Kayak is going to be there.
They're definitely going to be there. And did I see they're having some special deals? I think I saw too. I saw that on Instagram. So
yeah, it kind of make me want to go down there, but I don't think I can get down there.
Quick fact about Fastlane. I just talked to Ron today, talked to him on the phone for a little bit and trying to find out how he's doing with the Bass Pro Shop buying out Hobie. Yeah. And I'm going to try to get him as a feature guest to talk about it. We talked about it briefly and he seems pretty positive about it. It's kind of that transition stage where Bass Pro Shop's taken over and, figuring out the facilities and everything. So it takes a little bit of time, but he's had some positive attitude towards it. So we think it's going to be a plus, but I think he's going to have more information in the next month or two of how this is going to change Hobie or the business. So look out for that episode coming up. If you want to go to the tackle meet, Fastlane Kayak's going to be there. Mainfest Baits, Big Belly Anglers, Anglers West, Lifelike Plastic, Ghoulie Jigs, Butthead Jigs, JK Baits. A lot of people are going to be there. Check it out. If you want to sell there too, it does have booths available. You can contact Steve through Instagram at Tackle Meet. I'm going to try to make to that. I mentioned this. Also got a swap meet coming up. This is a ways away. November 12th, San Diego Anglers, Portuguese Hall, 5 to 8 p.m. So if you want to check out some used gear and support San Diego Anglers, check that out. Multi-species challenge has started up. Did you get any points yet?
I got 6. I should have got 9, but I didn't. Like all my bait fish, I just didn't even think to take pictures of them. I was more concerned about my back at that point. So I wasn't really like thinking
concentrated on just making the run.
Yeah, exactly. And then like once I got done, I was like, oh yeah, I had like 3 extra fish that I just didn't even count. So.
Same story. I was catching fish, and I wasn't until like midday where Judge was like, "You turning those in?" I'm like, "Oh man, I forgot the code. I don't have any pictures yet." So, but I think I've got 5 species too at this point, guys. If you want to participate, the West Coast Anglers Fishing Club has a multi-species challenge. You can get hold of the judge. He'll give you a link to enter it. It's totally free. And it's a multi-species challenge. And basically every fish you catch is a point towards a species. Person with the most species on November 30th. Is that right? Let me check the date. I think it's November 30th. November 30th, yes, will be crowned the multi-species champion. And I think the judge has won it 3 years in a row. So we gotta dethrone him somehow. He's always out there fishing. So
yeah, and if you do want to sign up, make sure you like get a hold of the judge through Discord, and he'll create a personal page for you, so you can submit all your pictures to your own personal page and just not flood the main page with just random pictures.
And if you're not part of the West Coast Anglers Discord and you're part of Spotty Bowl, you can message Judge that way, or you can go on Instagram, Spotty Bowl, and that's another way you can get hold of Judge to get the link to get into the species challenge. $250 prize package to the winner. So I don't know what it's going to be. We're not sure, but we're going to announce the winner at the Christmas party coming up. Oh, one more thing. The code, if you're going to start your species getting out there, is 1830. So make sure you just include that code in any of your pictures of your species, and they'll count as a point. Oh, Chad, he wanted to send me this. I think he's on this other show right now, maybe. There's a show called Kayaker Anglers Yak Off. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, I heard about it. I listened to one of the other guys who's in it, a podcast, Wendell Fishing. He's like a guy from like Ohio or something like that, and they talk about the Yak Off. So it's pretty cool to see that Chad was involved in that. And I already put some votes in for Chad. Yeah, I think it's one of those things where you can vote as much as you want. So
every day, I think once
every day. Yep, every day he's getting votes from me.
What is the Yak Off, Dave? Why don't you describe it for us?
Yeah, so basically it's the people you see on that screen. They basically are, anglers from around the country, kayak anglers, and basically what they do is they kind of document what the setup of their kayak is. They video it. They send in, literally a laundry list of all the gear that they have on it. They'll video it, and basically it's a head-to-head. They go, two people against each other, and then every week, whoever wins that week gets moved on, and it's just like any other bracket style event. It'll come down to two people, and then one person will win the Yak Off. I don't know what they win, other than bragging rights, but it's pretty cool to just see like how other people around the country rig their gear. Like someone in Southern California is not going to rig like someone who's doing river fishing in Ohio. You know what I mean? It's completely different. So it's kind of cool to see what kind of gear they use.
Cool. And Chad says, I'd appreciate y'all's help with the next votes on my next week's on my first Yak Off battle. Tuesday to Tuesday, you can start voting. So voting's live right now.
Yep.
You can vote every day and have a chance to win prizes. I put the webpage on there right there, but just go to Yak Off or kayakanglersmag.com/Yak Off awards and go ahead and give Chad a vote. So all you guys vote for Chad. Let's get him through this round and get him on to the next round. December 6th, put it on your calendar. Captain Dan's Very Merry Pizza Party. Everybody's invited to that. It's going to be at Mission Bay. There'll be more details as we get closer, but Captain Dan every Christmas cooks us pizzas. We have a good time. Sometimes we fish a little bit beforehand, and we have a white elephant gift. So if you're interested in going that, it'll be on December 6th. All right, here we go. Some news. Minn Kota introduces a new kayak trolling motor for saltwater. Do you have a trolling motor?
I have my Newport vessels. It's not like a bow mount trolling motor. It's a rear mount, stern mount.
Well, Minn Kota has introduced one specifically designed to the kayak community, and I think I would say at least like 20 or 30% of the kayaks I see out on the water now have some type of propulsion. If it's a rear Bigsby motor or some kind of motor guide or Minn Kota trolling motor up front, but it seems like the trolling motor industry is listening, and kayak angling is getting more and more popular, and they're starting to make these devices specifically for kayaks, which is nice because I remember when I first saw people putting trolling motors on kayaks, and they would have to get the shaft cut, and it would void the warranty, and there's a lot of figuring out ways to mount it. But now it seems like it's getting more and more simpler to put a motor on your kayak. In a move
Cool.
aimed to enhance control and precision for saltwater kayaking enthusiasts, Minn Kota announced the launch of the new Riptide trolling motor. The new system is available and is engineered specifically to withstand harsh saltwater environments while providing anglers with advanced GPS capabilities. So it sounds like it's the same one that they're putting on the, like I have on my boat. I have the right back here. I've got the Minn Kota Riptide on there. And the Riptide is designed to give anglers hands-free control, allowing them to focus on fishing rather than fighting currents and wind. The motor is equipped with an advanced GPS system that includes spot lock. I love that feature, which holds kayak in the specific spot. Spot lock's awesome. As well as autopilot. Autopilot, I don't know if you've ever dealt with that. Okay, so say you're going down the shoreline and the kayak trolling motor is pointed this direction. You hit one button and it'll hold you in that direction. You'll just follow the bank. Or if you're gearing up something, you can just point in that direction and hit that way and it'll take you that way. So it's hands-free. You just sit there and it takes you to wherever it's pointed when you push that button. It's got a drift mode. Drift mode, if you're fishing like a jetty, you put it in a drift mode and you could set the speed you want it at. So if it's pulling you, say 1 mile per hour, you can set it to where it only pulls you at 0.5 mile per hour, which is pretty neat if you're drifting.
Nice.
Slow down your drift. It's all done with a remote control, little remote control right there. So there you go. Minn Kota coming out with a kayak trolling motor. I don't know if this has been out in the market a long time. The only bad thing about this is the price, $18.99 plus you got to buy a battery, and usually you have to buy that quick release mount right there, which is like $150 too. So it's probably minimum of like $2,500 to get one of these setups.
Yeah,
somewhere.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have spot lock. That's for sure. So
once you get used to spot lock, oh my gosh, especially in San Diego Bay. Where you're out maybe in the main channel and you're trying to sit on top of a structure or something. It's unbelievable. You just find it on your sonar, get on top of it, you hit spot lock, and it'll hold you right on top of it. Spot lock is amazing, guys.
Yeah.
Here we go. This is good news, right? A rare pod of orcas was spotted off Point Loma, and this is funny because this was like the week of the pickle run. I think I posted this in the pickle run Discord.
Yeah, everyone was getting nervous.
I know. I deleted it quickly. I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. I don't want anybody bailing out. But yeah, a rare pod of orcas spotted off Point Loma. Their transient orcas, known as big killer whales, was recently sighted near Point Loma. With much excitement of the local whale watchers, these orcas visit typically only twice per year. Man, I wish they would come more. We know why they're here, right?
Sea lions.
Yeah. It's not every day the orcas swim this close to San Diego shoreline, said Captain Kyle, a whale watching guide who spotted the pod just a mile offshore on an earlier trip. Man, that's pretty darn close.
That's where we were.
Yeah, exactly, right where we were at. I've never heard of orcas. I've seen videos of obviously like Alaska or something, but I've never heard of them. Like I've heard of them like attacking big boats and not attacking them, but like bumping them.
Yeah.
Grabbing underneath something under the boat, like the rudder or something. But I've never heard of them like actually out going for a kayaker. But I wouldn't want to be the first. Unlike other whale species, orcas do not have a fixed migration pattern. Instead, they follow the prey, such as seals, sea lions, and dolphins, move into areas where the food is abundant. Yep. Plenty of that here. So here's a picture of this is from last year. You remember this YouTube video?
Yeah.
This is right out in front of La Jolla.
Yep.
And a pod was chasing a dolphin, and unfortunately, I think that dolphin met its demise. But this is like right out there. And then this video too. You remember this one in La Jolla, right?
Yeah.
Where's Muto at? Let's go, killer whale team. Yeah,
they gotta eat.
Gotta eat, man. If we could just get them into San Diego Bay for the afternoon, maybe like 30 orcas. Control this population a little. Stephen Gage says the drift setting sounds cool. The drift setting is pretty cool. I don't use it that much. I do have that feature on mine, but I always forget about it. Like even I'm trying to think of a scenario where I use it. Maybe like over by Tidelands, when you're on that little reef right there, and there's you kind of just drift the edge of it. You don't really spot lock there because you're drifting and trying to drop whatever you're dropping, hookup bait, submission fishing jigs, just dropping it in holes on that reef.
Yeah.
You could set up a drift mode where it'll just drift slowly over the reef, just constantly dropping it. All right, Dave, we got a long show, guys. If you got any questions, like I said, put them in there. I'd appreciate if you guys hit the like button or the leave a comment for me. That would be great too. But let's go ahead and get on to some El Capitan bass bowl results.
Hey, my name's Chris, snagging grass, catching bass. Here we go. It's going to be awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.
Yeah.
No.
I did not update that. We are actually at round 3. I just saw the music and it said round 1, but this is round 3. So guys, bass bowl's over. I hope you guys had a fun time fishing it. Who did? I know I had a great time fishing it. So will we bring it back? We'll see. So here's some of your bass bowlers right here. The bass bowl is just like Spotty Bowl. We have some side pots. We go by the same rules. You can choose your day. You can choose your time, AM or PM. It's your biggest 5 bass. Take a picture of them, submit them to Discord. So same type of rules. Side pots. Here we go. Longest other vacant. So nobody, Dave, caught any. Nobody caught a bluegill, a carp, or at least they didn't take a picture of it. So it was vacant. It's nobody won it. So it's a $25 East County Bait and Tackle gift card. I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna hand that out on the show. So one of these nights we're gonna do something, and I'll hand that out on the show, and I'll get the gift card to you. Somebody's gonna win that. Shortest bass. Let's go.
Look at that thing.
Of course, Cash the fisherman. Look at that little guy. Wow. That thing's tiny.
That's ridiculous.
5.25. Congratulations, Cash. You are the winner. A $25 East County Bait and Tackle gift card. Geez, tiny. I don't know. I honestly, I thought like an 8-incher was going to win that, but geez, that is tiny.
Yeah. Like, what was he fishing to catch that little guy?
You know, I was talking to some of the bass bowlers, and the shad that the bass were chasing at El Cap were like the size of like maybe like a piece of macaroni. Tiny, like maybe 1.5 inches long. And I think a lot of us learned that, and we were throwing just little finesse
like
stuff.
little crappie jigs or something, huh?
Yeah, you could have thrown a crappie jig, but anything you could find that was really finessey, and if you could get it to where they would bite it. But that's what they were eating, was these tiny shad. Jared's in here. He says, "Yeah, Cash, nice job, Cash." All right, next up, heaviest bass.
Yeah! 5-inch Senko.
Congratulations to Jim Russo, 3.65. Let's go, Jim. So that was our heaviest weighed bass of the tournament. He set that at El Cap. I think that was like about a 20-inch fish. So congratulations, Jim. You have run a Akuma Inspira ISX spinning reel. Congratulations, Jim. You'll be getting that at the awards. If you don't go to the awards, I'll be mailing that out to you. So congratulations, Jim. You've won yourself an Akuma spinning reel. 3.6. What's your PB largemouth, Dave?
Oh, right around 5 pounds.
5 pound bass, and where'd you get it?
5 pounds. I got it at what's that lake up in? It's a private lake up by
Barrett?
above Elsinore. Canyon Lake.
Oh yeah, private lake.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The story there is we went and we caught a bunch of shad, and we went to if anyone knows, it's like Ski Lagoon. And I caught that, and I was like stoked. It was my PB. Like 3 casts later, my wife caught like a 7.2. I was like,
of course she did. 7.2. That's a monster.
Yeah, giant fish. So
what do we got here? I don't know how it got hooked.
He's saying it. Yeah. The little fish ate a 5-inch Senko.
Oh, gotcha. I didn't see the comment before that. Oh, 5-inch Senko. Dang. That's Senko's no joke, too. That's like the width of a pinky. Chad Hook says, I'm here. I'm done with the yak off thing. Cool. Well, welcome to the show, Chad. We made the announcement, so hopefully these guys will be doing some voting for you, get you through the next round. All right. Are you ready for the longest? Let's get the drum. Longest bass of the tournament. Let's go, Tom Troop. 21.5. Congratulations, Tom. That also won you in a Kuma spinning reel. So hopefully I will see you at the awards. You get your brand new spinning reel. You can't have enough spinning reels, right? And the Kuma one's awesome. It's good for salt. And I got it actually right here. It's good for saltwater and for freshwater fishing. These are the ones that they handed out for us, Spotty Bowl winners. So thank you, Dave from Akuma. We appreciate you guys sponsoring us. And I'll get you that reel. Here we go. So we had, unfortunately, 31 anglers. Looks like a lot of people did not fish or did not catch a fish, but 8 people did. 8 people caught fish, Dave. So I guess that's good.
Nice.
Sometimes a lake can be difficult to find the fish. All right, coming in 8th place, we got Tom Troop with 15.5. You got on the board, Tom. Good job. That doesn't matter. He got the big bass, so he's happy with that. He's got a spinning reel. 7th place, Jim with a 20-inch fish. And let me tell you guys, that not that picture of that, but that 20-inch fish won him heaviest bass. So it was worth down there. You're going to get yourself an Akuma spinning reel. Coming in 7th place. Coming in 6th place, we got Jared the Fisherman, who's in chat right now with a 32.5. Man, you ever fish the rat topwater baits like that?
You know, I fished one for like 3 casts, and I got it snagged on something, broke it off, and that's my rat story.
There goes 35 or 65 bucks,
something like that. Yeah.
There's nothing more exciting than a topwater bite. If you can find a topwater bite with a rat or whatever, popper, whatever, but bass fishing, that's like topwater bite's amazing.
Yeah.
32.5, Jared, you got on the board there. 5th place, we got Cash Troop with 47.5. Tough. I talked to Cash about his pre-fish, and he did really well. So he must have had a tough day out there on the actual day of the tournament. Coming in 4th place, we got John Joe with 60.75. Let's go, John. First round in Bass Bowl. Glad to have you here. But good job there, John. Hey, man, you might as well, if you're going to share your profile picture, why you got to throw a big fish out? You might as well throw out a dink here and there.
Big or small, catch them all.
There you go. All right, coming in 3rd place, this guy right here. Let's go. Brian likes to fish. Still working on my bass game, man. Still working on my largemouth game. Yeah. But I'll take it. 69.5. Was able to get 5 fish bags, so I'm happy about that. No bigs for me. Nothing over 18 inches. Like I think in Bass World, I got 3 legal bass and 2 dinks. So
how big is the bass in that picture?
That's a 6 pound, little over 6 pounds. I caught that at Lake Ferguson on the river with the owner of Cool Baits. At that time, that was my PB, but I broke that PB at Lake Barrett this year with the 11.25. But
nice. That
fish is beautiful right there. Maybe that was 8 pounds. I think it was either 6 or 8. I can't remember, but it was a big one. It was a big one. I got a long story about that, but I'll have to save it for another night because we got a lot of show to get through. And okay, coming in 2nd place. With 70.75, we got Chad from Hookup Baits. Nice bag, Chad. And you know what? That's only a 4-fish bag. 70 inches. His 4-fish bag beat my 5-fish bag. So nice job, Chad. If you would have had one more kicker fish, you had an amazing bag.
I wonder what baits he was using.
I'm pretty sure I see him fishing one specific bait.
Yeah.
Probably Hookup Baits.
Yeah.
Okay, and your winner of round 3, El Cap. Let's go, Cash. Throwing down the hammer. Congratulations, Cash. Good job, buddy. Wow.
Good job, Cash.
Found the fish, dude. 78.75. That's one of the bigger bags caught in Bass Bowl. What's cool about the Bass Bowls? We had 3 rounds. We had 3 different winners. We had a Cash, a Catch, and a Chad. So we had 3 different winners, which is cool. And congratulations, Cash. Cash is a slayer out there, man. Salt or fresh. All right. You guys ready to see the playoff positioning? Here we go. Your top 4 anglers will be facing against each other at Otay Lakes for the first ever Bass Bowl championship. And those will be Chad, who just won the Angler of the Year. Congratulations, Chad. with a 164 inch with his mulligan removed. We got Cash Troop coming in second this year with 162, 2 inches from Chad. So close, man. You were so close. You knew that. You just, man, that's close. For 3 rounds, 2 inches. Cash the Fisherman coming in third place with 158, and somehow I weaseled my way into the 4th position with a 138. So us 4 guys will be facing each other to see who becomes the Bass Bowl champion. Who's your favorite on this one? You don't have to say me because I'm right here, which I know I'm not. I'm the underdog.
That's a really good group of anglers for sure. You know, it's anybody's game right there.
You think it's going to be with somebody from Team Hookup Baits? Top 3 guys there.
You never know.
I don't know. I'm hoping one of the younger guys takes us older guys out. I'm hoping our Bass Bowl champion is one of the Cashes. I'm gonna say I want Cash to win. So go for it, Cash.
Yeah, one of the Cashes, right?
I want everybody to cheer for these Cashes. One of these Cashes has got to win this thing. We'll be cheering for you guys, but we're not going to let you have it. Me and Chad aren't going to let you roll over us. We're going to give it a shot, but we're cheering for this. Bass Bowl 2026. Get a lot of people interested from LAOC, so maybe feel it out when we get to 2026 to see if it's something we want to do again. I enjoyed myself. I think everybody that fished this series had a good time. It's fun changing it up, but maybe next year I'll change it up and we'll do it up in LAOC and see how it goes up there. And we'll have a Bass Bowl up in LAOC. I want to do it. Yeah, Chad says 100% he wants to do it too. I enjoy it, and I think it'll grow. And I think the kayaking community, with the lakes shutting down, I'm losing it here. El Cap, Hodges, all these lakes. It looks like Otay the water levels are going down. It may be kayaks only in this. So that may bring a lot more anglers into a series like this where it's catch, picture, and release. So it might be a big series eventually. This first year we tried it out and I enjoyed it. So we'll see. And with that, that is the Bass Bowl results. And we're going to go right to this because I'm going through the show fast. If you caught a bass bigger than 18 inches, that's our big in world in largemouth, you'll be automatically put into Bass Bowl Biggins. Let's see what we caught here. Let's see some of these fish. First up, we got Chad, Hookup Baits, 21-inch fish. Dang, if I had to guess, that's probably like, did you weigh it? I'm going to say a 4.3, 4.4 pounder. How's the back doing, Dave?
It's hurting, but I'm okay.
If you need to stand up, go for it. We understand.
Yeah, I might in a second.
Oh yeah, stand up, do whatever you need to do. We understand. Yeah. This is a chill show. We don't mind. Or if you need to walk around,
we're all friends here.
If you need to walk around, do what you need to do. You look uncomfortable. Chad, 21-incher. Nice fish, Chad. It's like a nice healthy one too. Cash the Fisherman with a 20-incher right behind you there. Cash, nice fish right there. No hints. I'm looking for the hints. All right, here we go. We got some hints. Cash Troop, 19.25. What's a hint that you see in there?
Looks like he's got some moss.
Yeah, he's right up on the bank in the grass. Yeah. So he must have been throwing something in the grass. That's the only hint I can see. Nice fish there, 19.25. Jim Russo, that right there is the heaviest bass that was weighed and then submitted. So Jim Russo, that's the fish that won you the Akuma reel, 20 inches. And our big fish of the tournament. Oh, wait, sorry. Joe John got himself an 18.5. Got the energy drink. Oh, he's in a sit-in kayak. Like, what do you call that kind of kayak? Like a sit-in?
I think sit-in,
paddle kayak? Oh, nice job, John. That's cool. You know the cool thing about those? They only weigh like 15, 20 pounds.
Yeah, those are nothing.
You know, if you're just going out and you're just dumping it in the lake, that's a quick in and out right there.
Yeah.
18.5. Nice job. Man, that thing has got a long, skinny base to that tail. Jeez. Extended length on that tail. Nice job there, Joe John. And the big fish of the tournament is Chad, Hookup Baits. Let's go, 21-inch.
Imagine if those largemouth had that little wisp on the end of the tail.
They don't have the wisp.
I know. Imagine if they had that. It'd just be little. 21.25. Maybe
like the spotties have the wisp.
Yeah.
Largemouth, they're much easier to measure, except for they don't want to lay their tail down flat. They don't poke you. They kind of just know, they just, just lay there. But for some reason, they want to do this with their body. They like want to just hold it like, and you're like, okay, lay down flat. And they want to lift that, keep lifting that tail up.
Yeah.
But they're much easier to measure than a spotted bay bass. And that is it for the final round, guys. So Cassius, Chad, we'll figure out the date. We're going to maybe go for November 22nd. I know that's the day that's supposed to be the grand championship. The grand championship of Spotty Bowl, but we may have to adjust it around to everybody's schedule. There's only 4 of us. So we'll figure that out in this week on when that is going to be. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Well, hold on.
Run.
Hey, this is Mike Brown, and you're watching Snagging Grass and Catching Bass. Woo!
Let's go, Mike. So if you guys look at the thumbnail and you're like, holy mackerel, what did that guy catch on the kayak? We're about to show the pickle run right here, 2025. Me and Dave, we did a show 2 weeks ago preparing for it. Now we've actually done it. We've kayaked from Mission Bay to San Diego Bay. I think this is what, our 4th year doing this? 5th year?
Yeah,
4th year?
Fourth or fifth year. Yeah.
4th or 5th year. All right, let's go ahead. I'm gonna just share the slides to kind of give you guys an idea of how the trip went and what we caught, and maybe share some stories on this. You guys that were on the pickle run, if you want to add a story to chat, go ahead and put that on there. Or if you guys have a question about the pickle run, go ahead and put that in chat too. First thing for me, first thing in the morning, I'm supposed to meet Cal. I'm supposed to meet you, Dave, at the docks at 5 a.m. So I think I left my house at 4 a.m. And if I don't make it on time, then Cal's waiting for me over at shelter. And of course, I am 5 car deep into a, like, not a huge wreck, but a pretty big wreck to where it had so much debris on the freeway. They shut the whole freeway down. So first thing in the morning, man, we got stuck in about a 15, 20-minute traffic jam just trying to get there. I'm like, oh boy. Here we go now.
So is this the 8 right here?
This is 8 right in front of Mission Valley. So
yeah. So basically you were here and I was entering the 8 from the 163, and about halfway onto the ramp is where I got stopped. And this is what I saw, the same thing. And I could just see like the police lights in the distance. I couldn't see like the accident, but I could see where it was. So
yeah,
bummer.
We got stuck in it, but thank goodness it freed up after about 15 minutes. I thought it was going to be like an hour delay, but it wasn't. So we got there. Cal was patiently waiting for us, which I thank him for that. First, I want to thank Cal. Thank you so much, Cal. He wasn't even doing the pickle run, and these guys that are in this club are awesome. He went over there, woke up 4:30 in the morning to meet us at 5 in the morning because when we show up to Dana, we've got to go drop our vehicles off at shelter once we've unloaded, and then somebody's got to drive us back while we leave our vehicles there. And Cal, thank you. Cal, appreciate you, buddy. Doing the shuttle for us and not even participating in it. So waking up early to help us out with the run.
Yeah, and I was trying to relay across Discord like who was on their way and who was coming back because everyone was kind of delayed that morning. So, Cal's saying, I'm leaving in 5 minutes. And I'm like, no, Anthony's on his way. Ryan just left, that kind of thing. So a little stressful to start the day, but it worked out.
It worked out. Steven says, I thought I had the wrong date because there's a date on that. Yeah, we're all trying to get there. We met up early in the morning. Judge, who launched his boat at shelter and made the Johnny Macon run all the way from shelter to Mission, and he was there by 6:30 by the time we get there. Judge, how long did that take? You guys must have launched at what, 5:30, 5 in the morning, and then rode the boat up to Mission Bay to meet us. So thank you, Judge. He was our mothership on the boat, and we were getting together for our group picture, and already Aaron Endicott, who's on the very front of that, was already catching spotties. I think that's him holding one right there. So the fishing had already begun before we even took our group photo.
Yeah.
Judge says it almost took him an hour to get from San Diego, but yeah, it's not a short journey.
Right.
Here it is early in the morning. I think we had 7 kayakers and a boat, so we had about 10 people total. But
yeah, I think there was 6 people on kayaks, and then Judge's boat with two other anglers on it. So a total of 9. Yeah.
Total of 9. Yeah. No, it was a smaller group, but it was a good group. And sometimes smaller is a little closer. We're together. We're watching each other a lot. So it was a great group. We grouped up. did our radio checks, got our group photos, said hi, introduced ourselves because we had some newer members that was their first pickle runners, kind of let them know what they were in for. And this is when you're like revved and ready to go, man. It's morning. You're like, okay, we're going to do this.
Except for me.
Except for, yeah, let's go ahead and tell that story, Dave.
Yeah. So a couple weeks ago, I kind of hurt my back a little bit, but I was just babying it, knowing I had to go to pickle run. Like I didn't go fishing the week before purposely, so I was ready for pickle run.
Saving the legs.
Yeah, just trying to stay like as good as I can. I unloaded my kayak on the launch ramp, and everything was fine. And that last little bit, I grabbed the shaft of my motor to just kind of like get the boat fully floating. And when I did that, I just bent over and like lifted with my back versus my legs, and just lightning in my back. And I know that feeling. I've done it before. And in that moment, I didn't know if I was going to go ahead and pickle run. I was like, this is bad. This is going to hurt. And I know what that feels like. So I sat there for a couple minutes and just dealt with it. And then thought to myself, well, if I can sit in the chair, I'll just be in a chair for 12 hours and I'll be okay with that. And so I did. I got in there and it was okay. It still hurt really bad, but I had pain pills with me. So I took half a pain pill to start the thing and just said, that'll get me going. And then once my legs kind of start moving, that'll kind of like help my back. And that's how I started. That's how I started pickle run this year. Injured. So
no.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well,
yeah,
hey,
it wasn't pickle run that did anything to me. It was just being dumb and lifting with my back versus my legs, and just bad luck. So
yeah, and those kayaks, especially like the PAs, or do you have the Compass?
I have an Outback, but because I put my bait tank on there, my battery was for my motor. It was back further, so I was literally lifting the battery and like the entire kayak.
Yeah.
So I just wrenched my back, and it was game over at that point.
Oh man. So, all right. Well, next year we're gonna unload the kayak for you, since you you went for it anyway. We're gonna help you out next year.
Yeah.
We're gonna be a team effort on that. So this is the excitement stage. We know what we're about to do. Everybody's getting their gear preps, tying things down, tethering it down, checking their gear, turning on their graphs. And this is the exciting stage. Here's us just leaving the bay. There's Chad. Chad did it on the Lynx, guys. So if you've never seen the Hobie Lynx, I've got one of these on order. It basically looks like a thick paddle board with a pedal drive. But the Lynx, I think, only weighs 45 pounds. So and Chad's got his rigged up pretty heavy right there. He's got like a motor on the back with a battery and a box. But if you're just going out for like after work or just shooting down there for a few hours, the Lynx looks like an awesome platform. Chad says it's super stable, and it made the pickle run. So taking that thing out of the ocean.
That thing looks sweet out there. I was jealous of like how light it looked.
Yeah. As soon as I get mine, I'll give you guys a report on how I feel about it. Because of the Bass Pro Shop situation, I'm still waiting on mine. So Ron says hopefully soon, but I'm looking forward to getting that thing. I'm looking forward to being able to just go down there, because I have the Pro Angler 14 right now, which is a killer platform for fishing once you get it on the water. Once you get on the water, it's awesome. Yeah. But getting it in the truck, getting it out, all that is, sometimes deters you from going because it's so much extra work.
Yeah.
Stephen Gage says it's the pickles. What's that mean?
It pickles. The
the
Lynx can pickle.
The Lynx can pickle.
Yep.
So here's pickle run always starts out with big smiles, because most of us are ready to go. You had a hurt back, but everybody's ready to go. Here we go. There you are, toughing it out right there. Stephen Gage right there. Stephen Gage got a sweet rod holder on the back up there too. He's got like almost like a little tower. He said that's like you can buy that for a kayak to stand up and hold on to, like one of those little walker looking things you hold on to, but he turned it around and turned it into a rod holder.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet setup.
Pretty sweet setup right there. Here we are leaving under Ingram. And you know what? Before I even got out to the jetty, my legs were already like, oh man, this is the real deal. I mean, just paddling from Dana to the end of the jetty, that right there was like a normal day. That's a pretty big paddle. And you realize when you exit the jetty, here's a picture of exiting the jetty, and you look down that coastline, you're like, all right, this is the real deal. We're going to do this.
You're going all the way to the tip of where that land is. That's where you're heading.
Yeah, it's the real deal. And, I would say The conditions were the best pickle run conditions I have ever been a part of. I'll talk about the conditions right now, but
Yeah,
when we
it
got
was
out
nice.
there, zero fog. October is usually a great month to go fishing because it's usually get that little bit of Santa Ana wind, which brings in that warm air. So to me, that day was like warmer and nicer than like a day in July. I don't know. We got super lucky this year and had absolutely perfect weather. And you guys can see by that picture, basically zero
Yeah.
chop. It was, I don't remember any swells, almost
No,
nothing.
it was perfect. It was really calm. Like all you guys, when we left, all you guys went out to like 60 to 80 feet, and I kind of headed towards the pier to try to make bait, put bait in my live well, and I did. I made some bait, and then like I caught up with you guys, and then we all started heading down there. It's pretty good.
Started off the day with this, casting the double 2 ounce and 1 ounce cool bait. My favorite fishing of the trip was the first hour. Or at least I should say that was the best fishing I had, which is right out in front of Mission Bay. We were fishing out in some rock structure. I have my phone, which have sea maps on it, which shows you where all the structure is and everything like that. And we went right out to some hard bottom structure. And I think pretty much everybody, once we got out to that specific zone, was dropping down to the bottom and pulling in something. I mean, I got a bunch of calicos down there. I think I only got 2 big ones, but a whole handful of small ones down there. But the fishing right outside of Mission Bay was excellent. And we fished there for what, about an hour?
Yeah, hour and a half before we made the first push. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Really good at that.
I wish I would have followed you guys out there because I was like screwing around catching mackerel and like lizard fish like that. But and then I could hear you guys start saying, "Oh yeah, it's wide open out here." I'm like, "Oh, I got to get out there." Like,
I don't know if I'd say wide open, but I would say consistent bite. You know what I mean? When I looked around, there's usually always somebody hooked up on something. So it's we've had pickle runs where we go like 3 hours and nobody's caught a fish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get out there and you're like, what is going on? Where are they at? And
I felt like I was wasting time once I heard you guys saying that. So I was like, dang, got to get out there.
This pickle run started out good with good fishing. And the first thing I noticed too, once we got out there, is we had a tide that was pulling us south at about a half a mile an hour, maybe a little faster. So if you were just idly fishing, we were making our way down there, not even pedaling, doing nothing. It was just, I can't tell you guys what you got, because we had 9 anglers go and 5 of them was their very first time on the pickle run. And you guys that did this pickle run are spoiled, because normally it is a grind to get down there. But this one was, we did so much fishing and not a lot of paddling. There's a calico I caught out there up front. Chad right out front, doubling up on the double hookup baits on the links out there. That's a good picture right there that shows how calm it was out there. And guys, if you're just tuning in, you don't perfect. If you're just tuning in, you don't know this is a pickle run. We do it every October. So if you missed this year, we'll be doing it again next October. And I have a feeling it's going to grow. I talked to Fastlane about it. They know about it too. So maybe we can get a promotion through Fastlane too. I personally am going to ask Ron if we can borrow that 4-person Fiesta. I think I told you about this. And let's pickle. I want to get on there with 3 other dudes and let's pickle run on the Fiesta.
You could be standing up. It's like standing on a dock.
Oh yeah. I want to see if we can borrow that thing, or if somebody owns one, let's take that thing. I'm willing to hop on there with 3 other dudes to pickle run down that. That'd be fun. Eric says you guys had great conditions all around. We did have great conditions all around. It was incredible.
Yeah, if all you did was move your feet, you were going at like a mile and a half.
Yeah.
Because of the current. So it's not like you're even like pedaling hard to go anywhere. You just barely moved your feet and you're covering ground.
There was a moment too, and I think Stephen Gage hooked up at the beginning of the pickle run on something massive, and we were like pedaling away, and we're like, "Oh, where's Stephen at?" And he made radioed that he was hooked onto something, and he thinks it may have been a shark or something big, but we never got to see it. It eventually broke off, but the judge was up there watching it, so we'll never know. And I've had that horror of hooking into big stuff and never seen it and never knowing it was in, and years later it still bothers me. I'm like, what was that? Especially if I'm in a tournament area where there's like I know I'm fishing for spotties or calicos or something that felt like a big bass gets away. It's awful. Get Ron to go on the first. Get Ron to go on the first. Yeah, that'd be awesome if Ron jumped on there and did the pickle run with us. Get him on the 4-personer. Fishing Ron Engineer says that is Jesse, by the way. He'll be in PB shoutouts later. What is Fastlane going to do with the Bass Pro Shop buyout? Yeah, I talked to Ron today. If you saw the beginning of the show, I talked a little bit about that, but I'm going to try to get Ron on as a guest. Basically, Bass Pro Shop bought out Hobie. And Ron says positive buyout, he thinks. But we'll know more in the next couple of months as things go on here. Aaron went on the Judge's boat, caught him like self a lot of rockfish. Judge was dropping shrimp. There's Chad. Chad all day, man, was slaying it up, dude. We got some pictures to show here, but there's a big calico he caught. Stephen Gage getting a calico right there. Steven's got a pretty fully rigged kayak too. Chad catching this. He's dropping hookup baits on an A-rig. And I don't think this is the picture, but there's another picture where he catches 5 at once.
A full A-rig.
I'm going to say I fish the A-rig a lot, and mainly in the bays. But I've never got a 5-fish A-rig bite. Never, ever.
I think Chad got a 5 and a couple 4s.
Well, there's a 4 right there, and I think that kicker fish was what, a 6+ pounder. So.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Leave some fish for the rest of us, would you?
Chad was on fire.
You're disinvited. No, I'm just kidding. It was on fire.
Every time, if I was fishing even close to Chad, I would look up and go, oh, Chad's on a fish. And then as I'd be looking at him, his second rod would all of a sudden start like twitching. I'm like, dude, really?
Several times, dude.
Like,
here we go. Man, full on bendo. Stephen Gage there. I don't know. That must have been when he was fighting the what we thought was a shark.
The mystery fish.
The mystery fish. And I just took another scenic picture about halfway there of how calm it was. I mean, guys, oh my gosh. I can't emphasize how much it was just so nice. Warm, calm, perfect tide. It was just absolutely perfect. There's the 5er. So if you've never seen 5 fish on an A-rig before, there you go. There's 5 at a time right there. And he's got like the Rastafarian rainbow, every color that you can buy on there, trying to figure out what they're biting, but it looks like they're biting it all.
They don't care. They're biting it.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Here's the thumbnail. So if you guys saw the thumbnail, Anthony on that, is that orange kayak, I guess? Papaya kayak?
Papaya, yep.
First gets on the radio and says, I think I'm hooked on a yellowtail. And so I'm like, oh, really? I'm going to, we're all
we all rush over.
Yeah, because nobody's caught a yellowtail yet on the pickle run. Nobody. In the 5 years, nobody's got one yet. So when you say that, we're pretty excited. This could be our first yellowtail on the pickle run. And I think he was maybe slow trolling a mac maybe, or a sardine or something like that. He's slow trolling it. So when you do that, you kind of never know what you're going to get. And so we shoot over there, and he's fighting something big, and we have no idea what it is. We think it might be a yellowtail. And then we see this tail, if you know what that tail is. We see this tail flap out of the water, and we've got ourselves a fight with a thresher shark, or he's got himself a fight with a thresher shark. Have you ever hooked into one of those on your kayak?
Never. No.
I think mainly because you're probably fishing a lot of artificials. I think they go for a lot of the live bait. It's not saying that they don't get artificials. It was probably rare to get one on an artificial. Yeah. I actually saw a video of on Instagram of somebody catching a thresher shark in Mission Bay this year too. So maybe they're I know they're always out there. But he hooked into this thing, and then when we saw the tail, I could see on Anthony's face, he's like, "Holy mackerel! I think the thing's like 5 or 6 feet long." Yeah. and the first thing in my mind is, okay, what are we gonna do with this thing? Because we're like bay anglers. I'm just gonna say it. I'm a bass fisherman. You're a bass fisherman. You know what I mean? We're not used to hooking into this type of fish on our kayaks. Anthony was rigged up properly for it, though. He had a nice size reel. He wasn't fishing a bass reel. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of us were. Look at that thing. And so I could see in Anthony's face, he's like, "Oh man, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do?" And I'm looking at him like, I don't have the answers, but I said, let's just try wearing it out, dude. And that's what he did. I think for about, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
It kind of did the good old yo-yo tugging up, coming down, coming up, coming down, coming up. And Chad, who's got some experience with these fish, came over to help out. Thank you for that too, Chad. And eventually he got up to the surface, and it kind of looked like it had tired out. And Chad helped Anthony. They worked on that thing together, and Chad put the fish grips in its mouth. And I zoomed on over because I know I wanted to get the picture of this, and put the fish grips on the mouth. He told him, "Hey, grab that tail and grab the fish grips and yank it in the boat." And when he said that, I was like, "Is Anthony gonna do that?" I mean, that thing looked big when you're in the picture. I don't think it justifies its size. Look at the tail. The tail is like 3 feet long.
The tail's as long as the fish is.
And when you're in a kayak and you got a thresher shark and you're out in the open ocean, and like I said, we're used to handling spotted bay bass and calicos and stuff like that. It's to me, it was a little intimidating having that thing like right there next to the boat. But Anthony, like the trooper, reached down, grabbed the fish grips, grabbed the bottom of that thing, put it on his lap, and held it up for the picture. So let's go, Anthony.
Yeah, I'd be more scared of that tail.
Yeah, I said almost smacked on the face a few times. Yeah. So when I was on the other side taking, I think this angle of it, the tail kept coming up, and a thresher shark has that long whip tail. And what they do with that is they use it to stun their prey. They'll swim in, use that thing to stun the prey, and that's how they catch what they're eating. And that thing was coming up, just the tail out of the water, and kept slapping the kayak. And I remember asking, "It's like, is that tail? Can that hurt you?" And I think Chad said it may just sting a little or something like that, but I don't think it'll hurt you, because he's like, I've seen ones that are like 300 pounds that probably wouldn't want to get hit by their tail, but. Anthony, congratulations, dude.
Yeah,
he said that was his PB kayak fish. The great thing was we got to all share the moment together, share the stoke, which is pretty sweet, man. That's definitely the biggest fish that has been caught on the pickle run.
Yep.
And it was pretty sweet to be part of that, man. Pretty cool for a bunch of bass anglers leaving the bay to go out and grab something like that and get it.
And that was Anthony's first pickle run.
Anthony's first pickle run, doing it up.
Yeah.
Here's a picture of it underwater that Chad took with the GoPro, which is pretty sweet. That it swam away fine, so he released the fish grips, and Anthony just flopped her in there, and that thing just swam away. So I know thresher sharks are good eating, but when you're not prepared for something like that and you're on a kayak, it's kind of hard to keep that,
I forgot. I did the same thing. I have my the only thing I took on my GoPro was I took it and like held it underneath the water. I need to see how that came out. So
we have a pickle run thread, guys, in Discord. If you guys want to post videos or pictures or whatever, you share those in our Discord if you show them off. But there it goes, swimming away into the depth. So that was an awesome fight to see. I'm glad you weren't undergunned like with a 200 size Tranks or something like that. You actually had a proper reel for that fish, and you were able to get it in. So nice job, Anthony. Next, we got this guy, which is Dave Rage here. I heard you had a pretty good battle going on your hands. Can you tell us what's going on here?
A battle with my kayak. So I think what this was Eric asked me to come over and like show him a fish to take a picture. So I did, but something happened and I was like trolling something. I was trolling this behind me. And then when I just kind of started slowing down, everything just kind of caught up, and my slack got into my motor, and I hit the motor, but it sounded like fish on, I'm hooked up.
Oh no.
And I was like, wait, what is going on? I was like, this is too much. What's happening? And I was like, oh, my throttle's on. As soon as I pulled it back, stopped. I'm like, oh no.
No.
And so that's what this was. That was like all my line on my Penn 300, Fathom 300 going into my motor. So luckily, Anthony, who was on the judge's boat, we kind of I pulled up next to it and I pulled my motor up, and he sat there for like 5-10 minutes and pulled like 100 yards of like 50-pound braid out of my motor. And then I was able to reset my motor and everything, and it worked again. But I thought it was game over for my motor at that point. I was like, yeah, I'm pedaling the rest of the way. But
how long did it take you to realize that it wasn't a fish? And I hear the judge was cracking up.
It was like about 15 seconds because I was trying to bring it up to judge to show him my I think it was like I don't know, some cool fish, and I was like, oh, let's get a picture of that. And then like I was trying to stay away from his boat, and I think I just like kneed my throttle, and I was like, whoa, what is going on? And chaos ensued,
Not so bad. 15 seconds. I was on a boat with a guy that fought our boat anchor in a lake, one of those concrete ones, for 20 minutes, screaming and hollering, and pulled up the boat anchor. So it happens, guys.
Yeah.
A lot of the fish.
I was trying to do too many things all at once. I was trying to drop baits. I was trying to troll baits. I was trying to troll live bait. And I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I'm just like out of control right now. Like, too much stuff going on for like one little tiny boat. So
we were fishing the rock structure a lot. So a lot of my fish were hooked and then got into the structure, and you kind of have a weasel your way around to try to get an angle to get them out or hope they just swim out. But I was getting a lot of that. And I did have similar experience because of the current. I hooked onto a piece of kelp, deep kelp. And for about, I don't know, 2 minutes, I thought it was a fish too, because it had weight coming up and coming down. But no, I was fighting a kelp strand for 30 seconds or more.
yeah.
Here we got the other Anthony on the judge's boat. I think that Anthony is new to angling. I think. Am I right on that, Judge? And getting out there doing the pickle run, and I saw the smile at the end, man. He had the time of his life out there. So I think we've got a person that's we're going to see on the water more and more. Welcome, Anthony. Thanks, Judge, for taking him out on your boat. The other Anthony that just got the shark says the GoPro footage was about 30 minutes from hook set to landing. So 30-minute fight. That's pretty good.
Nice.
Caught myself sheephead. I think the judge catches about 100 sheephead per week, but caught myself one sheephead. You get any sheepheads?
I got a couple. Yeah, like about just like that size.
Yeah, I got that. What did I get that? I think I got that on Submission Fish. Oh, a funny story too. Hold on, let me get past this. There's the judge holding up. If you're in the species challenge, he's holding up the 1830 code. So you just have to have that in any picture. If you want to do the species challenge, get as many species as you can. I'll tell a funny story now. Here's us getting ready to head into Shelter Island boat launch ramp. This is like right out in front of the lighthouse. Our group photo. We all made it. We got down there. Chad took this picture on his GoPro, and successful trip. I'm going to say you guys that this is their first year. That was an easy trip. You guys got lucky. But funny story was I was fishing a jig, and I was getting fish after fish with it. And me and Chad were fishing in the same like vicinity right next to each other, just kind of talking while we're catching fish. And my jig breaks off, and he hands me a watermelon hookup bait, I think, because I didn't have any heavy ones. So he handed me that. Very first cast down. And remember, I'm a bass fisherman, so I'm out there with a bass setup. Shouldn't be out there with the bass setup, but I was. That second that thing hit the water, got down about mid-water column, about 60 feet deep, and it just took off. It was either what we think was a shark or a yellowtail, but I think you may have this on GoPro. But it's just going. The drags, there's no stopping it. It's going full steam. Take my thumb. It's bait caster. And I try to put thumb down. Like, okay, I got to slow him down or try to stop him. Burn my thumb. Take my thumb off instantly. And after I did that, try to tighten the drag, nothing, and just spooled me instantly. So, guys, don't take your small bass setups out there. It was working perfect for smaller calicos and stuff, but the second you hook into something like Anthony caught, those bass rigs they're gone. But man, I wish I would have known what that was. It could have been the first yellowtail. It was something that was mid-water column that was super fast, or maybe a big barracuda.
You never know.
This is where you think you're done with the pickle run because you just get to the entrance of San Diego Bay, but you don't realize it's in this case, it was about an hour and a half journey in. And when the tide's bad, it's about a 2.5 hour journey in.
Yeah.
So we start the journey in, we're going in there, and believe it or not, guys, the ocean was calm all day. And the roughest part of the day was going through that bay with all the mega yachts coming out and, fishermen coming in, and there's big center console boats. That to me was like the roughest part of the pickle run was actually getting down through San Diego Bay.
100%.
We had the current going. Judge planned this perfectly. We had the current pulling us in towards San Diego Bay, so it was an easy paddle in, just long. There we go. There's Ryan out there. Ryan, first pickle runner, brought this. It's called a Scout, I think. Is that a Scout?
Solo skiff.
Solo skiff. That's what I'm looking for. Solo skiff. Man, that thing was a pretty cool platform out there. Got around good. Like the size of a big kayak, but also has an outboard motor on it. Ryan was out there slaying it up
pretty
too.
Sweet.
Glad to have you out there. Something weird that me and Dave saw is there's the rocks that when you first come into the San Diego jetty, there's like a rock wall that's sometimes submerged. We saw a giant, like 50-foot, I don't know, is that a sailboat? Some kind of giant boat stuck on those rocks. I have no idea how that guy got that off. But you go to the bay enough, you see weird things, and that's something weird that we saw. There he is stuck on the rocks. After most of us got in to meet Coach, who cooked food for us, Chad stayed out on the water and got himself the bass trifecta, 3 legals. He wanted to get the spotty and the sand bass, and he stayed out there until he got the spotty and the sand bass. So Chad went through the bass trifecta. You get a legal sand bass, legal calico, and a legal spotty. Nice job, Chad.
Yeah, Chad was standing up right in the middle of the bay when all those boats are going through and it's all like choppy. Chad's like standing up, just casting off his
The
off his
dang
kayak.
links, man. I
Like,
can't wait to get that
man.
kayak. Then next, I'd like to all the guys came in. We had a nice meal. I'd like to thank. There's Zach, by the way, who came down just to say hi, and there's Aaron over there, or not. I'm sorry, not Aaron. Anthony on the side there, and the judge. But I want to thank Coach. Where is he? He's a picture coach back there. Coach doesn't. We don't take many pictures of Coach, but Coach is in the background. Thank you, Coach, for cooking. It's nothing like coming off the pickle run, be able to tell all our fishing stories to each other, and have a sausage, chicken. Zach brought down food too. Have some snacks and some food after the pickle run. It's just like a nice way to end the night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So thank you, Coach. We appreciate you, man. That's awesome of you to show up and cook for all of us. And that's the spotted, or not spotty bowlers, what I'm saying. There's the pickle runners who all made it, who stayed for the picture. And what a great group of guys this year. It was a small group, like 10 of us, but probably one of our smaller groups. But it was definitely fun, and I had a great time on it. I'm already looking forward to next year.
It was nice to have a small group, to be honest, because it's like it was pretty easy to keep track of everyone. Like I say, in previous years, sometimes you get spread out, and even when you think, I think Eric was saying like, oh yeah, I'm back at the pipe, and you look where the pipe is, and you're like, I can't see Eric's boat. I don't know why I can't see Eric's boat. I know where the pipe is, but I can't see him. So imagine a kayak, even that much smaller. It's kind of sketchy to, like, you can't see your friends, sometimes. But this one's pretty easy with such a small group. You if you can count to 6, you can count all your friends. It's pretty straightforward. I know, like, I want to say thank you to Brian. Like, when I was getting off the water, Brian was there to help me get out of my kayak because I couldn't stand. I couldn't get out of my kayak. So Brian helped me, and then Brian helped me get the wheels on my kayak and pulled my kayak all the way up to like where we are, like by this picnic table. So thank you, Brian.
Oh, no problem.
I was done. Like, my back was done. I couldn't do it. So thank you. And then Judge and Zach for helping me like load my kayak into trucks and stuff like that. Like, I was in a hurting way. It doesn't look like it in this picture, but I was not feeling good at this point. So.
It looks like you're uncomfortable right now, Dave. So
yeah,
a little bit more show, guys, and but yeah, great pickle run, guys. If you're interested in doing it next year, I would definitely do it. It's fun for me this trip too, because we had 5 people who had never done it before. So you kind of, the jitters of not knowing what you're getting into, and seeing people get out there and enjoying the stoke for the first time on the pickle run. Pickle run, October 2026. Looking forward to it. Let's go. It's going to be a good one. Yeah. Chad says, was an awesome time. Definitely doing it again. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Bad packs are no fun. Sorry, Dave.
Says,
Carl.
Yeah. It's not as hard as you think it is. It's strenuous on your legs, but it's not too bad. If the current's going against you on the way in, you just got to, suffer through it. But, it was perfect this year. It was so nice. There was times when because Brian kind of nominated me to like run the thing or like organize things like last minute. So I'm like, okay, I've never done that. But, there was times I was looking at the clock and I'm like, okay, I think we should move. And then we would move. And like, maybe like an hour or two later, I'm like, we're over halfway right now. Like, we need to slow down almost. Like we're like blowing past all these things that like look like great structure. And that's just the way it is. I mean, you don't know, like, should I slow down? Should I speed up? Because, there's still hours left once you get to like the pipe. You know what I mean? So
you did a great job. You got us like in exactly at 6, which is I think what we told Coach would be in at. I think we got in at like 6:08 or something like that. So almost perfect timing.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking, I was like, man, if you went with like just a couple guys and you weren't like kind of really trying to like extend it, you could probably get it done in like 6 or 7 hours. You know what I mean? If you just kind of kept moving down.
If you had the tide, like if we had that exact day, but if you don't have that exact day.
Yeah.
We've had days where we had going into a headwind against currents,
rough seas.
Rough seas. We've had pickle runs that I can remember many times paddling, looking back, and we had like 20 anglers just trying to make it to the next spot. And we'd get there and it would take, I don't know, an hour to get the group like grouped up again because it was spread out.
Yeah, I remember like a couple of years ago, you were leading it, and you were like Iron Man. As soon as you said "Let's go," you were just starting to pedal, and nobody could keep up with you. And we're like, "Where is he going? Why is he going so fast?" You know what I mean? And it's like, and you would be sitting there like fishing for a half hour before we all got caught up to you, and you're ready to move on again. And you're like, "Yeah, we got."
My wife yells at me for that. I don't know what, that's just my personality. I like to get to A to B fast, but when we pull up to a restaurant or the mall or something like that, I'm like out of the truck almost to the front door before she's even like opened her door. Or like Disneyland, I'm walking from Space Mountain to the Matterhorn. I'm like, let's go. I can't, that's like the move. It's just my personality. All right, guys, we got one more thing coming up here. Like I said, appreciate you guys. If you hit the like button, appreciate that too. Trying to grow this channel so I can get 1,000 subscribers so I can go rent that hot tub pontoon boat. But let's get on to
watching Snagging Grass and Catching Bass.
We've seen you out on the water. They say you fishing harder. I guess we'll find out this week on our PB Shoutout!
What's up? That's Cal up front, double fisting. Thanks, Cal, for shuttling me on the pickle run and waking up at 4:30 in the morning and coming and hanging out with us, even though you weren't doing the pickle run because he's got a shoulder problem. But hopefully next year he'll have that fixed and Cal will be on the pickle run again. If you want to be on PB Shoutout, send me a picture of a fish, a kayak, an upgrade, whatever. Send it to me. We'll get you on PB Shoutouts. All right, here we go. First up, this guy right here, who what's your name in chat? Is Jesse, a spotty bowl angler from the OG years, the very first years.
Fishing rod engineer.
Fishing rod engineer in the chat. Works for G Loomis now as a fishing rod engineer. Let's go, Jesse. Making his way up there, dude. If you're gonna go work for one company, man, G Loomis, man, they make some nice rods. So Jesse says, fall in the Pacific Northwest signals the start of the salmon season, a time when these magnificent, man, this is a nicely written, these magnificent fish return from the ocean to our local waters. It's a prime opportunity for fishing that has memorable catches. Highlights include king salmon from my home river, the Lewis, the vibrant choa. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce some of these names. So let me get Dave on here. What am I doing here? Bam, there we go. And several steelheads I got by twitching jigs. Okay, all right. Jesse, if you're in chat, did you take any of your spotty fishing knowledge and go back there and slay it up? Twitching jigs has become my preferred method for catching salmon. This technique involves simply lifting and dropping the jigs in the water column. With surprisingly, they'll bite the aggressive baits. I especially enjoy it because it allows me to use my own jigs, adding the artistic element. Well, let me go some of his pictures. I think we got pictures. There's some of the jigs he's making right there.
Nice.
So he looks like a ball jig head with whatever you put on there. Some kind of Macho Man Randy Savage boa feathers, looks like.
Well, Katy Perry
He says Cho salmon. Sorry, did I get it wrong?
Coho.
Probably. No, Choho. I'm not a salmon
Coho.
angler. Jesse, looks like you're making those things. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Did you head over to Michael's to get those supplies and just attach them to a jig head, or is that actually made for fishing? Because I know we've got anglers in Spotty Bowl that make like lures out of dog hair, some kind of miscellaneous stuff. My success this season led to a freezer overflowing with fish. So much I had to begin inviting family members and friends over to help themselves to stock their own freezers. Now you're just bragging, dude. If you have fresh salmon, I'm sure that's like everybody's like, oh yeah. But I know like most everybody when they order like a fish at a restaurant, it seems like it's salmon, right? So that's super. I know a little about salmon fishing. Had never even caught one. However, being tasked with design a new salmon rod for G Loomis quickly changed that. I started going out to test the rods. With experienced fishing guides, and my knowledge grew exponentially. My goal is to master every technique, believing that a comprehensive understanding of how each rod will work used is critical for becoming a better rod designer. Let's go, Jesse. Big question is, Jesse, when are we going to design a spotty rod? That's what we all want from G Loomis, right?
This is for Jesse. Jesse, I was in the Northeast like 2 weeks ago, and I went and visited the Orvis outlet stores, like 2 different Orvis outlet stores up there. It's like a miniature Bass Pro Shop, but fly fishing.
Fly
cool.
fishing.
Yeah, strictly like that's their clientele is like rich fly fishermen. So
there's people that fish for spotties and in our bays for fly fishing. My son has a fly fishing rod set up that he's always trying to get out there. If you use a little bit bigger bait, a little heavier bait, you can do some fly fishing in the bay.
Yeah,
it goes down.
Yeah.
There's Jesse, man. Your phone takes great pictures too, Jesse. Nice job up there, Jesse. Jesse's going to be a guest on the show one of these days. We've been trying to set this up so we can talk about his G Loomis experience. So look forward to having you on, Jesse. Talk about G Loomis. Next up, this guy. We all know who this is. That is Brett Wilson, spotty bowler extraordinaire up there in LA. Says this past weekend, I had an epic fishing trip in Palos Verdes, PV, landing some truly impressive calico bass. We started slow, catching smaller fish on the weedless baits. However, around 9 a.m., we shifted to shallower waters, 8 to 12 feet deep near the surfers. And that's when the magic happened. Keith kicked things off with back-to-back 5-pounders, followed by a 6-pounder. Dang. It's not. How often do you catch a 6-pound calico? How often have you ever caught a 6-pound calico?
Never. I think I caught my PB on Pickle Run. It was like 375 or something.
So to get back-to-back 5s and a 6, dang, man, going on. Then Keith reeled in a massive 8.62-pounder, a real trophy, the biggest we've seen in person in a long time. Let's see if we got a picture of that. Maybe it's that guy right there. Dang, look at the lip on that thing, dude. 8.62-pound calico. Nice job, dude. Let's give it up. Bam, throwing down the hammer, dude. We calculated our best 5 bag to be over 30 pounds. Wow. It was the best day of calico fishing I've ever experienced, a truly unforgettable adventure that makes you wonder if you even need to go to San Clemente Islands. Just kidding. Fish are everywhere. For you those that aren't familiar, PV, it's similar to the Point Loma fishing, so it must be like kelp and rocks and deep structure and stuff like that. But man, I'm ready. Let's do a trip up there. I'm ready to catch a bunch of 30-pound bag, bunch of
big calicos.
6 and 8 pounders. I got a video to go with this. You ready?
I think he wanted it. Yeah, he was hungry. Main hook and stinger. T-bone. Freaking another stud.
Nice, dude.
Nice.
That is awesome. Looks like he's fishing big. There's nothing like fishing those big baits too, man. Like,
yeah, I think they're like swimming like 9-inch baits or something like that. Like big ones.
That's a good time right there.
Yeah.
Nice job, Keith. Nice job, Brett. Other news. Bam. Look at this. In other news, my wife is 38.3. Got to get that 0.3 weeks pregnant with our first child. Yeah. So, Brett, it's going to happen any minute right here. And I love the name they picked. They picked a girl name. It's got to be a girl, guys. A girl name. The girl's name is Josie Jean Wilson. Dang, that has some throw to it, huh? Future Spotty Bowl champion Josie Jean Wilson. I can't wait to say that. A tribute to both of her grandmothers. She could arrive any day now, so we're patiently waiting for her arrival. Fishing will have to take a back seat for a while. We're getting settled in with our baby. Yeah, that'll happen. But hey, man, it's great moments right there. And
it's time for everyone else to catch up.
What's that?
It's time for everyone else to catch up on fishing.
Yeah. I don't know, Brett.
I don't think we can catch up to that guy though.
No, he's definitely a slayer out there.
Yeah, for sure.
He says, I don't know if it's romantic, but I proposed to her where we had been going to this bridge since 2021. I showed this picture because he sent in his engagement, baby photos, and dating photos. Brett, next photo is going to be you guys holding that baby on that bridge. So when that baby comes, PB shout out coming in, right?
Nice.
I always tell you guys what I've been doing this weekend. I fished the Pickle Run. I fished Bass Bowl this weekend. My legs were, I fished my I fished kayak on that's not El Cap. So I fished my kayak on El Capitan. So my legs were a little sore this week, 2 events. And then I almost went to Mission Bay the next day, Dave, but I will be out on Mission Bay this weekend, guys. So if you guys are out fishing, I'll be on Mission Bay on the bass boat. Make sure you wave and say hi. thinking about doing a show, maybe not next week or the week after, about talking about technology. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, what are all those things on the screen? That's kind of cool.
I noticed a lot of us talking to you specifically, Dave, when we get out on the water and we don't set our graphs up. It's like we just turn them on. We don't set up fish reveal. We don't set up shading. We don't set up, the hertz. We don't set up any of the features. We're just kind of turn it on and look at it. But if you guys fool around with, I'm definitely not a master of the Lowrance, Garmin, or Simrad or whatever. But I do know some of the features. So I'm thinking about doing a show where we can just see if I can find somebody who's really good at graphs and share some hints on setting them up for the bays. Maybe they'll work a little bit better for us, using our side scan and Dan scan and sonar and everything like that. There's a ton of features in them, and I think I use probably like 30% of them.
Yeah, I had mine set up really good for a while, and then I had to switch it out like for a warranty thing, and I could never find the good settings again. It's like every time I go out, I tweak with it a little bit, but then I'm like, I just want to fish because I don't get out enough, and it looks like crap, and I can kind of see rocks sometimes if I got side scan and there's like a sunken dinghy in like Quivira Basin, I can see that, but it's like I don't get like nice arches like that or anything.
That is it set up for the bay right there. That's mine. That's the down scan right there.
Yeah.
So I'd like to do a tech talk show. I see that Eric Klein says tech talk. Yes, please. So yeah, I think that's going to be a fun subject. So look forward to that coming up here in the future. And that is it, Dave. If you guys have any last questions, Dave, I know you've been suffering with your back, dude. I appreciate you, man. Making it through the hour and a half here.
Shifting here and here, shifting around a little bit,
Thanks for leading the pickle run this year. You did a great year, so we'll probably volunteer you for next year too. You're the new lead. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
We'll figure something out next year. But thanks again to Cal. Thanks again to Coach, the judge for mothershipping it. Thanks to everybody that came to the pickle run. It was a great year. Really, really enjoyed the pickle run this year. But anything last you want to say, Dave?
I just if you guys are thinking about it next year, don't be intimidated. Just do it. There's a whole bunch of people there. This year we had 6 kayakers, 1 boat with 2 other folks on there. But there's safety in numbers. There's people to help you. Like I had an emergency. I needed help this year. And everybody stepped up and helped me. I essentially walked away from my kayak, hobbled away from my kayak, and it was just taken care of. You don't have to worry about things like that. It's a great group of people who we all hang out with in the West Coast Anglers. So yeah, do it next year. If you're even thinking about it, just do it. We'll get you through it.
Guys, thanks so much for hanging out for an hour and a half. I appreciate y'all, you guys. And with that, see you guys later. Good night. Good night, everybody.
Bye, everyone.